It's so fast! Hello everyone and welcome back to the Autoalex V2 channel. In this episode you join me and again Rory Mackay, and I am sorry to say to all of you BMW haters out there, but this episode we are going to be talking about another BMW.
They do always say that they want to see more updates on our cars and not just end them when the road trip ends and see what goes on. So we thought we'd do a little update on this
one. And this isn't just any BMW.
No.
This is a very, very cool one. Correct me if I'm wrong, your most cherished possession.
It is. I've just been through so much with this car and I've done so much with it. It's a one of one.
All right then, Rory, well give us a talk around on what you've done to this car.
All right, well let's start from the front back. So we've got Hartger front lip. That is probably my most favourite modification.
Yeah, I really like that, because before it looked like it didn't have a chin, it had a bit of an underbite.
Yeah,
it was a bit weird.
The wheels,
they look really nice, and obviously wrapped in a set of Accelera 651 Sports. Don't forget to use the code Autoalex for 10% off at Tyre Streets UK, because we love these tyres and we highly recommend them. I've got them on all of my cars, they're brilliant.
Well, behind the wheels, I actually got some 4-pop Brembos from an E38 and put them on. Turns out, absolutely pointless. This car was the sketchiest thing ever in Poland. So we forgot to adjust the rear drums, which meant that the rear drums were sitting out quite a distance from where they actually were meant to be.
Yeah.
So the first half of the brake pedal was useless.
There is a bit of a story with this car, isn't there? Because this car actually used to belong to me.
Yeah.
I had a 330i Club Sport manual, and I actually took this as a Part X. And I was, you know, did the typical thing of, oh, I like this, I might keep it. And then you saw some pictures of it and you were like, how much that? Yeah. And I was like, look, it's quite high mileage, which we like. We love a high mileage hero. But yeah, it done a lot of miles, and we came to an agreement, which was about...
It worked out about $4.5 grand because I was part exchanging you.
Yeah.
Which, some money your way.
Realistically, for one of these is nothing, because these are worth a lot of money now. So you owe me one, Rory.
No.
Thank you very much.
No.
It's a good car, man. Find another one in this colour.
But there was a lot of paint that needed doing.
No. Speaking of paint, I'm noticing there is no pinstripe here, and then there is one here. So what's happened there?
Look, I'm not going to lie, I ran out of money. I could only afford to paint the front half of the car.
Okay.
And that was mainly just so it looked good for the Poland trip. So if you noticed, actually on the Poland trip, there were only ever front shots of this car, or like there was never a side-on angle of this car.
Talk about the interior, Rory, because this is really nice. I've never seen another E28 with an interior like this.
I'm in two minds about this interior. Like the steering wheel and the seat, I love the look of them.
Yeah.
But because this car obviously has a bit more power now, it's quite hard to actually drive it a bit sporty, because it is so, like, you are sitting in armchair seats with a steering wheel that really belongs on a bus.
Yeah, I mean, if I sit in here, like, you can see the chair, I sort of slide about quite a lot. It's quite slippery as well.
It is, yeah.
And this steering wheel is enormous. This is a massive steering wheel. It's a bit of a weird spec because it's got windy windows.
Yeah, but I quite like that. Less things to go wrong.
I do love the way it looks. I like this little rear spoiler as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, exterior-wise, this car looks lovely.
Yeah.
But it does still need some mechanical work, doesn't it?
It does.
What does it need?
So I need to get the rocker cover sorted. I need to get the PCV valve sorted. I also have a 535i limited slip diff to go in the back of this.
With bigger drive shafts?
With bigger drive shafts.
That will
to handle the
complement
power.
it nicely, yeah.
And that is mainly down to the fact that, if we have a quick look, this is now an M52 TU, taken from your E46.
You nicked it.
I did nick it. But oh my God, it was the right move for this. Like, I cannot tell you how much this made me fall in love with this car.
No regrets?
None at all. The only thing that I do need to change, which I'm hoping the diff will do that, is the ratios.
Oh, just because
the cruising speed is quite high. Bruno did a small little bit of a tweak on the map of this, so I think it's pushing about 230 horsepower at the moment. That's a lot.
That's about double what it started with.
I know, but it's so good.
Any issues since you put it in?
Cooling is a big issue at the moment.
Okay.
The fan is still on a little flicky switch.
It is a bit small.
But apart from that, just got the small little PCV valve and the rocker cover gasket to do, to stop an oil leak.
Well, that's quite easy. Should we get it in the unit and do those?
Yeah, might as well, yeah.
Before Taylor gets his hands dirty on Rory's car, a shout out to one of our favourite sponsors, Beer 52, who are giving you guys one hell of an October treat. Because guess what? Oktoberfest is upon us. That's right, our Scottish friends at Beer 52 will send you a free case of 10 exceptional Scottish beers. And all you need to do is go to beer52.com/Autoalex and cover just £4.95 postage. So buckle up your kilts and strap in, because included is Stewart Brewing's 6.5% Sequoia Sunset that offers bold bitterness and deep flavour. You'll also find the world famous Dirty Sanchez from Aberdeen Legends Fierce, which is a malty stout with a kick of heat from the chipotle pepper. Oh yeah, that's good. Light, refreshing, definitely one of my top 3. If you don't like dark beer, just choose the light case, and don't forget you get a couple of tasty snacks. You can also learn about all the fantastic breweries featured in this case with the award-winning Ferment magazine. Even if after all of that you're still unsatisfied, you can simply pause or cancel at any time. So go to beer52.com/Autoalex right now to claim your free and amazing beers. That is beer52.com/Autoalex. Cheers, Beer 52.
Right, we now have the E28 back in the unit, so we're going to get cracking on some work. We've got a few bits left to do on it, but we have already done a few bits on it. This, which is a breather hose, which has got a massive split in it. It's gone all mushy and brittle and nasty. Gaping hole. We also have this. This is one of the track rods. Obviously there's 2 of them, we changed both, but this is the worst one. I want to show you this one. The gaiter on it is completely torn, and look at that. It has no resistance in it whatsoever and loads of play in it. So that would have been why this car had such baggy steering. So it's time to open the bonnet and look at what is left to do. Here is my old faithful engine. I'm very familiar with this engine. This is the cam cover. The camshafts sit under here. This is a plastic cover and it's got a rubber seal that sits around it. These engines are very, very common for that seal to fail. It then leaks oil onto the exhaust. All the smoke goes through your vents and it stinks. So we're going to replace that, and we need to change a PCV valve. Our PCV valve recirculates breather gases back into the engine. They can fail, cause a few running issues, bit of lean mixture, stuff like that. That sits underneath the inlet manifold, so we're also going to replace that. So I'm going to start with the cam cover. First things first, I'm going to take this little breather hose off here. We're actually replacing this as well because this is broken. Now, you may be wondering why I'm undoing all the 10mm bolts with a 1/2" impact gun, which is usually used to do wheels, and that is because I can. Now we have 6 coils exposed. So we unplug all 6, and then this little wiring loom cappy bitty should unclip. Now we need to unbolt all of the coils, of which there are about 3,000 10mm bolts. There's one missing there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and finally 6. Now, why are there 6 coil packs, Rory?
Because it's a 6-piston engine.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
And there we are. 1 cam cover. And this is the gasket that fails. And I can already tell that this one's bad because it feels very plasticky. It should feel rubbery and malleable, but this is very solid. So we're going to chuck this in the bin. Look at this, Rory. This is your camshaft. You've got another camshaft that sits under here. This is your timing chain. So this timing chain joins your 2 camshafts together, and then this timing chain goes down to the crankshaft. What I am noticing is that this is brand new. Your tensioner is brand new. And this all looks very, very suspiciously clean. So I'm gonna say that, well, actually, wait a minute. This engine's had a top end rebuild, hasn't it?
I don't know.
I remember telling you it did when we put it in. So there's proof of it. Look, Rory, you've got a brand new timing chain. Right, so now I'm just going to clean up the surface of the cylinder head, clean all the oil and substances off. And then this has got a little bit of silicone on it, so I'm going to clean that off as well and reapply as necessary. And then all I need to do is refit the cam cover, torque the bolts in the correct sequence, and then we can all go home. So I'm just going to give the old the cam cover gasket a good old wipe up. There we go. Apply new gasket accordingly. Once the gasket has been installed, what I recommend you should do is get some silicone gasket sealer. Oh, sorry. So get a little bit on your finger. So you just smear a little bit of it into the corners. And all that does is, if the gasket's not a perfect fit in the corners, it just stops it from leaking out. All we do is get the cam cover and simply place it. I can't deal with this. I can't deal with this. Okay, so the cam cover is now refitted. I've torqued all the bolts down. It's time to fit all 6 coils back on, and then we're going to tackle the PCV. Shit! Right, so we're not actually going to be changing the PCV valve, we're going to be changing this PCV hose because it's broken. It goes down here behind the oil filter housing and to the back of the inlet manifold. Oh, there we go. 1 PCV pipe. Problem with this is plastic. For a lot of heat cycles, plastic turns very brittle, as we can tell by that crunching sound. And what happens eventually is it splits like that and it just falls to bits. New one, not crunchy, plasticky. Good. Right, that's all that back together. Should we go out for a drive? Oh, fuck.
It's hard to do. Everyone who gets in it the first time.
My good Lord. The brakes work.
The brakes are
all right.
Yeah, no, we've spent a bit of time trying to work on the brakes.
Oh my God, the noise! I want to put this engine in my one. I want it in my E28. Oh! Shall I give it a bit of schwa de fee? Oh my God, why is it so fast? What's happened?
It's good.
How could you possibly take this engine out of an E46, which was quite mild in the E46, put it in this and it feels ridiculous?
I don't know how much is to do with Bruno's little map as well, but it's so lively in this.
The overrun is just fantastic. It sounds, I love a good old school bit of overrun. It's so fast!
Alright, well, I guess that sort of sums up this video, really.
Yeah, I think it sums up this video quite nicely.
Yeah.
I hope you guys at home have enjoyed this episode. If you have, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I think for us, we're going to go out for a jolly old drive, aren't we, Rory?
Yeah.
Should we just carry on?
Alright, and do you know what? Next video. It's not a BMW.
It's not!
It's something very, very nice.
Or it could be.
Okay.
I'm making it a BMW.